So here are some crazy changes coming to Apex in Season 25 based on leaked information from the game files and inside sources, from gameplay changes, new legends, map updates, weapon changes, new heirlooms, different cosmetics, and ranked rewards. Let's not waste any time. Let's start off with some of the gameplay changes. So it seems we will be getting some kind of Recon rework or buffs in Season 25. Obviously, the mid-season patch tomorrow gives us the skirmisher buffs, which is amazing. And it seems like the devs plan on changing the Recon Legends next. And this will most likely take place at the start of Season 25, and this will be some changes to the Recon perks. And it seems this will be mainly a change to the beacons, and instead giving them some kind of passive scan perk that maybe automatically gives them a map scan or will highlight nearby enemies periodically, rather than having to go to the beacons and scan them. Now, the reason I say this is because Yorotsuki is the one that revealed a Recon buff is coming, and they did say that the reference for this buff could be Lion from Rainbow Six Siege, and he has a drone that essentially periodically reveals enemies, and I think that would make sense for Recon Legends, giving them a passive scan or a passive periodic scan, rather than having to go to specific points on the map and manually scan these beacons. I think they'd be much more powerful with this passive scan ability, or maybe a way of detecting enemies in a nearby range. I don't know if that would conflict with Crypto's abilities and Crypto's drone too much, but I'm excited to see how these Recon changes actually affect the game. Now, a specific Recon legend that will be getting buffs is actually going to be Seer. Alongside this Recon rework, Seer is going to get specific buffs himself to his tactical and passive, along with some brand new perks, and it seems some of his old perks will be integrated into his base kit. Now, his current perks allow him to have extra ult throw range, a decreased ult cooldown, an increased range to his passive, and even a second tactical charge. So any of those things could be implemented into his base kit to buff him, and then he'll get some new, better perks on top of that, which is a running theme that Apex seem to be doing with a lot of the legends. For example, with Alta, where they've implemented her old perks into her base kit and then given her some amazing perks. And this honestly makes sense for Season 25, as the devs did mention in a Reddit Ask Me Anything, saying that they know how weak Seer is, and they plan on getting him back on his feet very soon. Now, there will also be some pretty cool weapon changes in Season 25 as well. First of all, the Bocek will be going out of the care package, and it will now be taking sniper ammo on the ground. And we saw a glimpse of that in an image for the Season 24 promo, and apparently the G7 Scout will be replacing it and will now be going into the care package. But the Bocek itself is going to get some special treatment with it being on the ground to revitalize it and make it brand new, and that means giving it a new hop-up. Apparently, there's a hop-up in the works that the devs are testing that would allow you to grapple with the Bocek. So like shooting a wall and then pulling yourself towards it. So basically Pathfinder's grapple as part of the weapon if you have the hop-up enabled. Now, whether this comes to fruition in Season 25, I don't know. They could scrap this hop-up, but it seems they do plan on giving the Bocek a new lease of life when it comes back to the ground, so it feels refreshing and new. They're also going to be buffing the RE-45, maybe allowing it to be Akimbo. I think an Akimbo RE-45 would be pretty cool. I don't know if it would be too powerful. They definitely have to tweak some things, but an RE-45 buff is on the way. Now, there are some new weapons also coming to Apex. The Archer rocket launcher is in the game files. You can see Yorotsuki posted that this anti-Titan weapon is on the way. And in Titanfall, this was a lock-on rocket launcher. Like, you could aim down sight and it would lock on to an enemy and launch to them, dealing devastating damage. But it seems like when they add this explosive weapon, it's going to be similar to the softball, where it's a limited time weapon. It's not a permanent addition to the game, but there's also plans on them bringing a new explosive only LTM to Apex. And if the Archer is releasing in Season 25 as a special mode, then, you know, they could also drop this explosive weapon only mode, which will have the softball and the Archer, and maybe they'll even drop more Titanfall weapons. So expect this in Season 25. Honestly, I love that they're experimenting with these new explosive weapons that we saw in Titanfall, and to be able to play with them in Apex is definitely a cool experience. And what should be refreshing and new will be the Olympus Map updates. I mean, this has been leaked for a very long time, but now leakers seem to be sure that it's coming in Season 25, and there will be an update to this map. Several POIs around the map that you can see on this image circled should be receiving some updates, whether they're completely revamping them or just slight tweaks to them. But honestly, they've been doing a pretty good job at reworking maps. Like the Broken Moon map rework was pretty nice. I think it definitely freshened things up. And speaking of Broken Moon, there should be a new town takeover coming to Broken Moon, and it will be on the Divide POI. So this could very well also take place in Season 25, but just the news that town takeovers are coming back is honestly great news. I just love the lore with the legends specifically tied to parts of the map or big updates, and the fact that they seem to be bringing these things back definitely is exciting to me. Now, before we talk about the brand new legends, we do have the new legend heirlooms, and you may have noticed that with the brand new Newcastle heirloom, well, it's not really Newcastle's heirloom. It's instead a universal heirloom coming in the Beast Mode event tomorrow. But this was still designed as Newcastle's heirloom. It's still his heirloom. It will have unique animations for him, I believe, but it was designed with Newcastle in mind. And it turns out, in the future, most likely starting in Season 25, they will be changing all future Legend Heirlooms to be universal. So from now on, the next Legend Heirlooms will be universal, but they'll still be the Legend's Heirloom. So next up, we should be getting Catalyst Heirloom. This will be some kind of magical staff. Here's a little reference image that Yoritsuki shared. And this is Catalyst Heirloom, but it will be universal. After that, we should be getting Mad Maggie's Heirloom. Again, it will be universal, but it's still Maggie's, and it will be these dual Bowie knives, apparently. And then after that, we should be getting Vantage's Heirloom. Now, we don't know any reference for that, but when we get Vantage's Heirloom, that will likely be when Vantage's mum comes to the game, who is an upcoming legend, but not the next season legend. But also, they have plans to rework old Legend Heirlooms and make them all universal. So, all the Legend Heirlooms in the game right now are apparently going to one day be universal. So let's say you have Octane's Heirloom in a future update, potentially Season 25, they will just have that universal. So any legend can use the Octane Heirloom. And honestly, I think this is the right way to go. Universal Heirlooms are cool as long as they don't just keep upping the price of these things. I think it's worth it, because they still have the tied to the specific legend, and they still have special animations and, you know, things like that. But you get the added extra of being able to use it with anyone. And apparently, with the upcoming heirlooms, they do plan to actually release them with a special LTM. Like, currently we have the Beast Mode event, and that will give us the Newcastle heirloom that you can actually play as a playable weapon. It's a sword that you can wield and attack people with. For example, let's say Mad Maggie gets her dual Bowie knives. There'll be a special LTM where you can find this mythic Bowie knife, and you can just run around with dual Bowie knives and just, you know, slash people up. And they also plan to do this for future mythic weapons, like we saw with the R301. That mythic skin was released at the same time as the special Rampart event, which gave us the special R301 variants. And there's even talks of them doing this for future prestige skins, giving us special legend modes, like the Revenant Army mode. They could release special modes like this for future prestige skins. So they're really going all out to try and sell these mythic weapons and skins, but it means more fun, unique game modes. I'm happy with that. And speaking of prestige skins, the next prestige skin is apparently going to be Wattson. So that's most likely coming later in Season 24, which means the Mirage prestige skin, which was apparently going to be next, will be pushed back to Season 25. And we're also going to be getting a reactive weapon skin for the Nemesis next season, meaning it will be the Battle Pass skin. So expect the Nemesis to be the Battle Pass skin next season. And to finish off on cosmetics, before we talk about the new legend, new ranked rewards are coming, and this should be in Season 25 as well. I'm pretty sure the devs did mention it in the Reddit Ask Me Anything, but sources say that new rank rewards are coming, and they should be things like skins and emotes and more cosmetics, rather than just your plain and simple badges and weapon charms. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Now, we should also be getting a brand new legend in Season 25, and there is a lot of conflicting information and confusion around this new legend. And remember, leaks need to be taken with a grain of salt, because, I mean, anything can happen. And they could even just throw us a curveball in the game files if they wanted to. But the general idea right now is that a new legend called Sparrow is going to be releasing in Season 25. Now, this legend is not Artemis. Most sources now say that Sparrow is a completely new legend to the old leaked legend Artemis, and Artemis is apparently going to be Xenia, which is Vantage's mum, and she'll be a Recon legend coming at a later date, which is why I said that's probably when we're getting Vantage's heirloom. But Sparrow is a completely new legend, supposedly an Italian mercenary who will be a skirmisher. But then we have the leaked abilities, and a while ago, Thornton leaked some abilities that were apparently for Sparrow, and this was a bear trap for a tactical, a special Ash data knife style passive ability, and the ultimate was a crossbow. However, that to me sounds more like Artemis or Xenia's abilities because it seems more Recon suited. So I think things definitely have been muddled up here, but we did have some information from Hypermist who says that in the files there are references to Sparrow's abilities such as the Charged Gauntlet, along with Skyball and Moto Drone. So to me it sounds like Sparrow's a new Italian legend that will be a skirmisher that will have a Charged Gauntlet ability. I honestly have no more information than that. It seems like things are really hectic in terms of leaks and game files and everything, but all signs do point to the legend being Sparrow next season. And they should be a skirmisher, but honestly, anything could happen. They could end up being Recon, it could end up actually being Artemis, and they're all the same character, but I don't think so. I think it's a new legend that we've never seen before in the lore. So let me know your thoughts on Season 25. The mid-season update is tomorrow, and with that update, we'll probably get more leaks because a big mid-season update usually leaves stuff in the game files for us to pick apart. So there's every chance tomorrow we get even more updates on all of this information, and I'll be sure to let you guys know. But let me know your favorite thing that you're looking forward to in Season 25, and if Apex keep up these really cool updates more regularly, like the mid-season update, then I think Apex might be back. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.